Snow White and Sleepwalker Dwarfs. Once upon a time, in one of the faraway lands, Snow White, Prince Antoine, and the 7 dwarfs were living together in a huge castle. One day, the beautiful Snow White went to the castle garden. The dwarves usually took care of the gardening and mowing, but they were nowhere to be seen that morning. So, Snow White wondered where they were.
Ace! Silly! Shy! Where are you?
Since they weren't outside, she checked their place inside the castle. She opened the doors slightly, but didn't see or hear any of them. So she began to worry.
Where did they go? And why didn't they tell me? Didn't they know I worry?
Snow White returned to the castle. She looked for the dwarves everywhere, but couldn't find them. The day earlier, all 7 dwarfs had gone to visit their old tiny home. They had not told Snow White because they wanted to surprise her with a beautiful flower. They cleaned up their yard and found a beautiful orange flower from their garden. And then they set off to return to the castle. Just down the road, they came to their boat at the river. They all jumped in and crossed to the other side of the river easily. But as soon as they got off the boat, what do you suppose they saw? It was Dunkov, the old assistant of the wicked Queen Hela. There he was, standing with a bottle of water in his hand.
Oh no, it's Dunkov. Hello, cute, sweet, tiny dwarves. Please get out of our way, Dunkov. Yes, look, we are 7, you are 1, so you can't beat us. Okay, calm down. My intention is not to harm you. I was going to offer you some water. You look thirsty. No need, we don't drink water. Well, Angry, I wish you hadn't answered so quickly. Look, Shy and Lazy look pretty thirsty. But Thank you, Dunkov. Some water would be really good.
Dunkov handed the bottle in his hand to Ace, and the dwarves drank from the water one by one. Dunkov started laughing. He laughed so hard he fell over. And if he had laughed any longer, he may have passed out.
Hilarious. I can't stand it.
What's so funny, Dunkov? Why are you laughing so much?
Yes, my Queen Hela's plan is working.
The dwarves didn't realize that there was something magical in the water, and suddenly they just fell asleep. Dunkov came closer and sprinkled a magical dust on them. Then they all stood up and started to walk while they were still sleeping. Even Lazy Dwarf's loud sleeping couldn't wake them up.
That's right, this way. Come curious and sleepy and slobbery and overweight and short little. Come on, dwarves.
While the dwarves were obediently following Dunkov, Snow White noticed the footsteps of the 7 dwarves in the garden.
The footsteps of the 7 dwarves. If I follow these footsteps, maybe I can find them.
So Snow White took to the road. Meanwhile, the wicked Hela was insidiously watching the princess through the glass globe. fell into my trap again, Snow White. I will never let you go before destroying your beauty. Now fall into my trap to save those friends you love so much. The 7 dwarves entered Hella's cave one by one and settled in a corner. Outside on the road, Snow White followed the footsteps on the forest road and noticed that the road had led her to Hella's cave.
I should have guessed. Hella is up to no good again. What has she done with my short friends? I must find out and stop her.
As Snow White approached Hella's cave, a fairy suddenly appeared behind her.
Wow, a fairy! I can't believe my eyes.
The fairy couldn't speak to Snow White, but she gave her a magic flute.
But I don't even know how to play a flute.
The princess first didn't understand what the flute was for. The fairy made a magical circle around Snow White to help protect her from Hella's evil spells. And then the fairy disappeared into the forest. Snow White took the flute with her and continued on her way. And after a while, she reached Hella's cave.
Hella!
I've been waiting for you, Snow White.
Clearly you haven't stopped your evil schemes. I know you kidnapped my dwarven friends. Now where are they?
Kidnap? Me? They came here willingly. And now they serve me. Kneel, dwarves. The dwarves came to Hella one by one and knelt before her. But their eyes were still closed, and they were in a very deep sleep.
My dwarves! What happened to you? Open your eyes!
They can't hear you. They will obey only my orders. Dwarves, surround Snow White. Let us take away her beauty. The 7 dwarves walked towards Snow White, sleepwalking. The princess was confused and afraid. Then she remembered the flute that the fairy gave her, and so she started to play it. And at the sound of the magical flute, the dwarves woke up from their deep sleep.
My princess! What is happening? Where are we? Look! Look! Isn't she the wicked Queen Hella? Stay away from us.
Snow White kept on playing the flute. Hella and Dunkov could not bear the sound more and ran to the back of the cave. Snow White did not understand why they fled, but she was very happy that the flute worked.
Thank you, Snow White.
I guess that will stall them for a while. Let's get out of here.
Snow White and the 7 dwarves left the cave and took the path of the castle. The 7 dwarves were very happy to be in the castle again.
My princess, we actually left the castle so we could fetch you a little gift.
This special flower only grows at the garden of our home, and we wanted to bring it to you.
Such a beautiful flower. Thank you. But you put your life in danger for this. Next time, don't get out of the castle without telling me, okay? With Hella on the loose, we've got to keep track of each other.
Meanwhile, Hella and Dunkov finally recovered from the sound of the magical flute. How was I supposed to know that the flute was so powerful?
The flute's sound was bad, Your Majesty, but the song she played was beautiful.
Shut up, Dunkov! The flute that the fairy gave to Snow White was actually a flute made from songs of friendship and goodness, and it could overcome the evil spell because Snow White and the 7 dwarfs had a deep friendship for a long time. And those who are really bad at friendships hated to hear the sound of the flute, because they never understood what love and friendship mean.